Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Weston Racing, and in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at okay, let me rephrase this. We're going to be taking a look at the 2024 Neon Speeders by Hot Wheels. However, we're going to be taking a look at Series 1 of the Neon Speeders. They actually did 2 waves of Neon Speeders, which I'm happy about because the Neon Speeders is blacklight Hot Wheels cars. How could you not love this series? It's fantastic. This is Series 1 of 2024, and it seems like every series has like a theme to it in a way. The first series was kind of just a mix of everything. We had like American cars, we had European cars, Japanese cars, fantasy cars, what have you. If I'm not mistaken, this set here is all Japanese cars. All 8 of the cars are Japanese cars in this set, if I'm not mistaken. Which is fine. I'm not exactly a JDM fan myself. There are 3 cars in this set that I actually do really like. The rest of them are meh, you know. In fact, my favorite car in this set is the Nissan Skyline. Crazy. The most overrated vehicle in this set is actually my favorite, mainly because the paint scheme is insane. It's awesome. But yeah, and that's the thing. I'm not a fan of Japanese cars. The paint schemes make up for it. These cars are all really neat because of their paint schemes. The only one I feel like it genuinely sucks in this set is actually this one here, the Nissan 350Z, just because 1, I hate the car, and 2, I think the paint scheme lacks incredibly. Only the green on that paint scheme lights up. Everything else is dull. It's ridiculous. But yeah, I'm telling you all this because, like I said, I'm pretty sure every single set has a theme, because Series 2 2024, I think, is all American muscle cars, or American cars, I'm pretty sure, and then Series 1 2025 are all animal themed, so it's like a wide variety of cars from everywhere in the world. Maybe they're all, no, they're not all European cars. Anyway, it's just a wide variety of cars, but they all have animals on the side of them, and they look like the Fast and the Furious cars where they have like the thing on the side of them that's like doing the Superman punch forward. It's hard to explain. You'll see it when we get there, whenever I get those. But anyways, yes, we're going to be taking a look at 8 cars today. Like I said, they are all Japanese cars, every single one we're looking at today. And coincidentally, my 3 favorite cars in this whole set actually are right at the beginning of the video. We actually do all 3 of them back to back, which is hilarious. And the first one we're going to look at here is the 1970 Toyota Celica. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, I really like this one. The paint scheme carries it heavily. The paint scheme is really awesome on this car. There we go. Lock that into position. We're good to go. Also, to make sure that this unboxing is really awesome, I wanted to make sure to bring out all of the stops for today's video, because you know how I am. I always got a trick up my sleeve, and so does my studio. I wanted to make sure that this video was as cool as possible, so I broke out the black light and I made sure that it was hooked up in the perfect spot to bring you the utmost review of these cars and make sure that it is as awesome as I could possibly get it. So anyway, yeah, let's get into it, shall we? First car we're looking at in today's video is the 1970 Toyota Celica. And I'm noticing now that, am I zoomed out fully? My studio has been giving me some serious issues recently. I don't know why. It always happens. Like, it's like once every 3 months, my studio just acts like it doesn't want to cooperate ever. It's ridiculous. But anyways, 1970 Toyota Celica. I am going to cut all these out of the package with a knife to preserve the card. So with that being said, I will be right back. Alrighty, here we go. Let's zoom in, shall we? 1970 Toyota Celica. Got a vibrant neon green body with a silver chassis, black tires with silver rims, and a clear window insert. Now, the Neon Speeders, as well as the spring cars and the winter cars for Hot Wheels, do not fall into the category of a silver label series. As such, these do not feature the full front end. Well, I mean, I guess they do. The full front end and tail end, you know, designs. They don't feature metal chassis is what I was getting at here, because I don't think these actually count as silver label cars. So they don't have all the details that the silver label cars do with, like, you know, the custom rims, the metal chassis and stuff like that. Unless, if, you know, maybe that Porsche that was apparently a chase piece, which I refuse to believe. I think it's just a hot pink Porsche and everybody was after it. But apparently that was a chase piece, insanely hard to find. So, and it might have a metal chassis. I have no clue. I'm not an expert on this. But anyway, the paint scheme on this is so cool. I love how unique the paint scheme is. It is like a hydro dipping paint scheme. It is swirled colors, this absolutely psychedelic swirled color design. the black stripe here, which looks super cool. On the front end, you got the grille with the headlights, and on the back end, we actually have taillight printing, which is kind of a shock. GT got the reverse lights and everything. It's pretty neat. But yeah, all around a really awesome car. And, you know, what would be the point in reviewing the Neon Speeders if we don't see what this thing looks like under blacklight? And as you can see, it shines like the stars in the night under blacklight. This thing is quite literally a work of art on wheels. It is beautiful. And how could you not love the Neon Speeders collection when it is literally all blacklight cars? It is so cool. Such a beautiful vehicle. And I got to say right there, ladies and gentlemen, that right there is a great way to start off today's video with that Toyota Celica. So let me turn the light back on. We'll look at the bottom of the car and then we'll move on to the next one. So there you go, everybody. That is the bottom of the car right there for everybody who's curious about the details. And that right there is our first car for the video. Let's move on, shall we? That's a great one to start with. All right, next up is one that really doesn't shine under the blacklight all that well. It is the Datsun 510 Bluebird wagon. Datsun 510 wagon. I throw in Bluebird because that's kind of what you get it. Anyways, this is the Datsun wagon here. Again, another car in real life and in diecast that I absolutely adore. I love Datsun 510 wagons. I think they're amazing. But what I really love about this one, and this is probably my favorite one I have in my collection at this point, is that this one has a urban camouflage design to it in pink and purple, which looks super freaking cool. I love that. So yeah, let's rip her out of the package, shall we? Alrighty, here we go. So here it is. Okay, maybe these do fall into the category of silver label cars because they do have full front end and back end printing, which is interesting. You don't normally see that on cars like this, but yeah. Anyway, I do love the paint scheme on this a lot. I think it's great. You got the Eparco sticker there, Eparco. I think that says Hot Wheels in Japanese. Like I said in the past, don't speak Japanese, but I've seen the word Hot Wheels written in Japanese enough times that I can kind of sniff it out when it's there, and that does look like the word Hot Wheels in Japanese. Datsun right there, and then it's all just mirrored on this side. Pretty cool though. Like I said, I love the full front end printing. Back end's nice. Datsun 510. You got the tail lights there, really nice, and the blue window insert looks cool too. Love the pink rims as well. I wonder if those will glow. You know what? Let's just find out, shall we? Oh wow, that looks awesome. That's cool. That is really nice. I do like that a lot. The blacklight color really does bring out the camouflage design of this a lot. My only problem is that I'm starting to notice here is that because of where I have my blacklight on the studio is that I do have to get, it does make it a bit hard to see things because, oh sorry, I got distracted. The rims do kind of glow because it's coming in at this angle. So if you can kind of see my hand, that's kind of where the light's coming in. It's not coming in straight. So you can really only see what's on this half of the car under the blacklight, which kind of sucks. Also, I don't know if you guys can see it, but the interior of the car is actually glowing as well, which is awesome. That is really neat. But yeah, everybody, there you go. That is the Datsun 510 wagon right there. That is a really neat one. If you look at the rim, the well of the fender. Look at the fender. You can see the inside of the car glowing through it. That's pretty cool. So anyway, there, everybody, there you go. And then here's the bottom for everyone who cares. 71 Datsun 510 wagon. Really cool one there. That is an awesome one. I like that a lot. All right. You heard me at the beginning of the video. I said this is one of the most overrated cars in the entirety of the word car's existence. Next up is the Nissan Skyline 2000 GTR. And I'm not talking about this specific Nissan Skyline. I'm talking about Nissan Skylines in general. I will never understand the hype for those cars. They are not nearly as cool as people make them out to be. Like I said, I just straight up don't get it. I really don't. But anyway, this one I will make an exception for, and I will say I understand the hype behind this one because this one is cool. This is awesome. The coloring on this one and the paint scheme is so neat. Let's cut her out, shall we? Also, for those of you who are curious what I mean by cut it out of the package, this is what I mean. I'm using a knife to cut the blister off the card. The reason why is because I do keep the cards for some reason. I don't know why. I'm sure I'll come up with an art project for them eventually, but I do keep the cards off of them. And I want to make sure that I can get the blister off without damaging the card because I think it looks cool to have the full card, right? I used to use acetone for that process, but the acetone almost never worked, and I did not have the efficiency to do it correctly, so I kind of just gave up on using acetone and just switched to using a knife because it was so much easier. All right, here you go, everybody. Here's your Nissan Skyline, your obligatory Nissan Skyline because we're looking at Japanese cars, so here it is. I gotta say though, out of all the Nissan Skylines in existence, this one is my favorite. I know everybody freaks out about the R34s and stuff because that's what, oh, Brian O'Connor drove in the Fast and the Furious movies. But honestly, I hate them. I think they're ugly. If I'm going to go for a Nissan Skyline, I'm going for this era right here, where it kind of looks like an American muscle car, but not really. This is what I think a peak Nissan Skyline looks like. And I'm talking about the paint scheme too. This is a cool paint scheme, honestly. Like, I would use this if I was a drifter. I would not put this on my daily driver or go out in public with a car that looks like this, because that's what D-bag rich people do, and I am not affiliated with those. However, if I had a race car Nissan Skyline for drifting or whatever, you bet that one of my number one considerations for paint scheme would be this, because this looks cool. But yeah, I love the green rims too. That's nice as well. All right, moment you've all been waiting for. You ready? Here we go. There it is. Oh my God, that is so cool. Look at that. And what's neat about this is not only is it the pink that glows, it's the green within the stripes and stuff as well that glows. It's so well done. Like, this paint scheme is so good. I love it a lot. It's awesome. The headlights also kind of glow as well, which is pretty neat. I actually really like the way that looks. Kind of looks like an orange color on my end for some reason. Really neat. I like it. I really, really like it. This car is awesome. I will give you guys the obligatory pass. This Nissan Skyline is worth the hype. I will say it. And there's the bottom for everybody who cares. That's our third car for the video. Let's get through the rest of them. We got the three good ones out of the way. Let's just crack through the rest of them as quickly as possible. Alrighty, next up we have the 1995 Mazda RX-7 drift car. I really ain't got much to say about this one. It's kind of boring, all things considered. You'll notice that the way they set these up is they do 4 that have the full body glow in the dark, and then they do 4 that are just the black with glow in the dark decals kind of thing. So let's cut this one out of the package. Wham! Look at that efficiency. I'm already zoomed in. Here it is. Your Nissan Mazda RX-7. All right. As you can tell, it is, I love the, okay, one thing I will give this car credit for is I do love the front end having the grill guard set up like this metal bumper thing here. I love that attention to detail, especially when Hot Wheels, you know, if you're going to make a Japanese car, you might as well make it at least a little bit interesting. And I love when they do the grill guards and stuff like this on the drift car. Also, it's got a blood red chassis, which is rather fascinating. I don't know what that's all about, but yeah. Hot Wheels written on both sides. Like I said, I think that's Hot Wheels because, if I'm not mistaken, Hot Wheels, and it's this thing here, the T with the 2 stripes next to it, and then the smiley face looking thing, is how the word Hot Wheels starts. I don't know, I don't remember what the rest of it looks like, but I think that says Hot Wheels. Like I said, don't speak Japanese. So, yeah, you get the taillights in the back there, tailpipe, the wing, all of that is really, really cool. Let's do this, shall we? Shall we see what this looks like under the black light? Like I said, it's not going to be anything special. It's still going to be pretty neat, though. Like, all things considered, it's going to look really cool, but it's not anything special. But yeah, that is the really... Okay. All right. The paint scheme's winning me over. I'm not going to lie. Paint scheme is definitely winning me over. That blood red chassis is very strange, though. I don't know what that's all about. But yeah, paint scheme is definitely winning me over on this one. That is really, really cool. I like that a lot. All right, let's bring the lights back on, take a look at the chassis, and then be done with that one. So there you go, everybody. 1995 Mazda RX-7 Drift. There it is. All right, on to the next one. This is a very, very hilarious looking one. This one is fun. It's like it tried to be... It's like this car tried to be the Toyota Supra from the first Fast and the Furious movie and then just gave up halfway there. Number 5 of 8 is the 1995 Mitsubishi Eclipse. And you can see what I mean by it looked like it was trying to become the Toyota Supra and then just gave up halfway. It is very interesting how similar this looks to that Toyota Supra in a lot of ways. But yeah, let's open her up, shall we? Alrighty. Here you go. This is the Mitsubishi Eclipse. Now, I have quite a few of these in my collection, and honestly, it's not my favorite car in the world. I've never really been a big Eclipse fan, honestly. Same thing with the Lancers. I don't know. Mitsubishi does have a couple of cars that I think are pretty neat, I guess, but like these ones are not my favorite. I'm not a fan of this style. What is neat though is that when this one goes under black light, it's obviously going to light up and all the pink and green is going to, and then the orange as well. So this one will be pretty neat looking, but honestly, all things considered, in the daytime kind of thing, this paint scheme is kind of boring. It doesn't have very many sponsors on it. It's not exactly the greatest one. But under the black light, however, this thing really does light up. The orange is a bit dull in comparison to the other colors under the black light. Not on your guys' end. Weirdly enough, on your guys' end, it's really bright. On my end, it's actually kind of dull. But the green and the pink decals, as you can see, look super freaking cool. And then you got the black, and they're just muting parts of it. It really is an awesome balance. The pink rims also kind of show up as well, which looks really cool. Very, very nice. Very nice indeed. Like I said, may not be a fan of the car, but the paint schemes do kick rear. It is awesome. But there you go, everybody. 95 Mitsubishi Eclipse, covering that one right there. Woo! Zoomed out too far. There we go. Okay, now for another one that should light up really good. This is the Honda S2000, a car that I really know nothing about, if I'm being honest. I've never even heard of this car. Not a car that I am familiar with in the slightest. So let's just open her up and hope she glows well. Alrighty. Here we go. Look at that. Oh, I love the blacked out hood. That is nice. I do think that looks really awesome. I'm not really sure what's going on with this paint scheme though, like the white stripes and all that. I am not a fan of that. That looks weird in my eyes. It almost looks like the vehicle is trying to be a solid color back here, but your eyes are struggling to see it kind of thing. It's kind of weird. There's the back end Honda logo, reflectors and all that with the lights. Got the headlights, Honda logo. This car looks so happy. That's weird. But yeah, that is really all there is to this one. I don't know. I don't really have much to say about this one. More so than any other car, just because it's not a car that I'm familiar with. Whoa. Okay. The white stripes, I see why they're there now. That looks really freaking cool. I'm not gonna lie. That actually looks awesome. On the normal side of things, that looks stupid. But on the black light, that actually looks really cool. Also, pink tires. Again, the pink rims really standing out there. That's cool. That is awesome. That's great. All right, I'm gonna give credit where credit's due. I gave the white stripes I thought were stupid, but under the black light, they actually really look neat. That is awesome. So there you go, the Honda S2000. Right there. We got 2 cars left, everybody, and they're not that great, if I'm being honest, but we're gonna get through them anyways. Number 7 of 8 is the custom 2001 Acura Integra GSR. I don't really have anything to say about this one, if I'm being honest. It does look. I have seen this one under blacklight though, and I do know that for a fact that it looks really cool. So let's open her up. Alrighty, here you go. Very, very simple. At this point, honestly, it gets to a point where you do Japanese cars and they all start to meld together, and you're like, I don't even know what to say about this car. It just looks exactly like all the other ones we've looked at. And honest to God, I kind of feel that way about this Acura. Like we've looked at 6 cars now, this being the 7th, and I'm just like, honestly, what is there to even say about this? It just looks like if you Googled Japanese car, this would just be the generic image that popped up. There's really not a whole lot to say about this. The paint scheme, though, is really, really cool. I like the scratch look on it. Very nice, and of course, you know that orange is going to light up. So let's actually see it light up, shall we? There it is. Look at that. That looks like stars in the night sky. That is really, really cool. I can get behind this one, all right? Like I said, car is boring AF in my opinion, but the paint scheme is nothing even close to that. It is amazing. And then here is the bottom for everyone who cares. Custom 01 Integra, you can see all the details there. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is your Integra. Your Acura. You got your Acura, however you pronounce it. I call it Akira. I know that's probably not correct, but that's what I call them. And we got 1 car left. Number 8 of 8, arguably the worst car in this entire set is the Nissan 350Z. And the reason why I say this is the worst car in the set is 1, in my opinion, it is the ugliest car in this set. And 2, it has the worst paint scheme. So let's just open her up and get her done and over with. Alrighty. Here we go. And yeah, that's really all there is to it. Now, I'll give a little commentary here. I do like the paint scheme in the sense that it does look like a plate glass window. I think that looks really awesome. Like I said, when this thing glows under blacklight, though, it's pretty disappointing. You got some sponsors on it. At least I can give credit where credit is due. This one at least has a bunch of sponsors on it and stuff, so it does have more to it. I love the painted spoiler. I think that looks cool. Just, yeah, it's just a standard car in my opinion. There's nothing really to talk about there. And there it is under the black light. Like I said, the blue doesn't glow. It's just the green. So this one really doesn't have all that much going on. It's honestly kind of disappointing. I was hoping there'd be a bit more to it, but this is the best we could get, sadly. So yeah, there you go. That is the final car for today's video. Right there, there's the bottom of the car for everybody who cares, Nissan 350Z. And that's it. So there you go, Nissan 350Z. The Acura Integra. The Honda S2000. Mitsubishi Eclipse, Nissan Drift, Nissan Skyline, Datsun 510 wagon, the Toyota Celica. That is all 10, or all, oh wow, all 10, whoopsies. That is all 8 of the cars that we looked at in today's video. And honestly, like I said, not a fan of Japanese cars, but because these are neon speeders, I can't help but love them. They are just so, I love the paint schemes on them. They're so cool. And yeah, it's really all I got for today's video. Yeah, we got one more unboxing to go before the end of the year. Can you believe that? It's the one that's going to go up in exactly 1 hour after this one went up. We'll have the final unboxing of the year. So that's going to be a big moment, and I'll see you guys there if you go check it out. But without further ado, I thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next diecast unboxing video. Thank you, and good night.